Hey guys, how's it going? This is Davin with Davin D Doodles, and as you can see, I have a Jade Summer coloring book. I did want to take a minute to thank you for joining me. I know there's plenty you could be watching on YouTube, but I do appreciate you showing up and checking out what is not going to be a chill Sunday as much as it's going to be a chill Saturday. I had to video like a day early because of reasons I'll get into later. But anyway, so I decided that I wanted to go back to my alcohol markers today. This time it's going to be my Art and Flies since it's been a hot minute since I've used them. And someone, I think it was Coloring Diva, had a really cute tagline on her Facebook page for Fairy January. And I just thought that was so cute. So I figured I would just pick a book. I would pick a picture out of this book and we would go from there. I will admit, I'm not a huge fan of the fairies in this book. I kind of want to color in dragon, but for the sake of Fairy January, we will go ahead and do the fairies. So I have picked out a picture. It's kind of busy, so as always, it's going to take me a hot minute to do. With that said, you have been warned and you know what to do by this point. Make sure that you have a craft of your own that you're doing and let me know down in the comments what that is. I'm always very curious what you guys are up to because you are some creative people. That, and you're going to want to have something to drink, which for this channel is only coffee or tea, or at this time of year I will accept hot cocoa. And you're probably going to want a snack because let's face it, this always takes me a long time to do. So I hope you are strapped in, I hope you have your craft and you're ready for some good background noise because I'm going to pick a picture and we're going to dive right in. So I have a picture in mind already, and I've done a couple of fairy pictures that I really liked. This is probably the first one I've ever done. I just think she's really pretty and I managed to get kind of a glowing effect with the pencils that I really enjoyed. So I really loved her. And this was also my first attempt at using alcohol markers on a Jade Summer book, which was very much a learning curve as you can tell from her skin. Some of these are really cute and I kind of... Where'd it go? Ugh. I lost my picture already. You guys, it's just one of those days. I kind of want to color this one because it reminds me of my friend. But I think that's going to wait for a later time. Maybe I'll do that one next week. I did do this one. I'm not as big of a fan of this one. It was just okay. Though I do like the colors I've chosen for like the blonde and the hair. I'm trying to get better with like hair colors. And it's just hard to do. So I think what I'm going to do is this one. But I did want to show you, she's just the cutest little thing. I love her hair. I just love it. So this is the one we're going to be doing today, and I'm not sure how I'm going to color the actual fairy. I just know that I want to color the flowers, and I don't know why. It's me and the freaking flowers. That's all I want to do is flowers. I find it so relaxing. So that said, I'm going to zoom you guys in, and hopefully it's not too close. Hopefully I can keep you in frame this time. I'm pretty bad about that. I have the pastel set of Art and Fly markers, which for some people is probably going to be considered really pricey. And you're right, they are a little bit pricier than like your Cali Art and your Hoo-Hoo and things like that, but they are refillable and they're actually very smooth, and this is kind of where I'm comfortable as far as like going for my more expensive marker. I have been playing with the idea of like doing like investing finally in, say, you know, Copics, but I don't know, I just can't pull the trigger on that. So these are kind of like my Copics, and I have a really big set over here of like the 48s. Yeah, it's a 48 brush set. So if you like the chisel nibs, they don't have that. They do have like the, well, actually they do have a chisel nib. I'm thinking the bullet nib, they don't have this. So they have a chisel nib, and they usually have a very flexible, juicy brush nib. And these are replaceable. The nibs themselves are replaceable, and the actual like ink itself is also replaceable. You can buy that on their website. And their customer service, by the way, is top notch. That's all I have to say about that. They're amazing. I love them. And no, this is not like sponsored. This is just me sharing my opinion. So, I need to rearrange how I have my setup here because I can't reach the book. So, one second. Okay, so I had to like move you guys up a little bit and everything around because I couldn't reach the book to actually color in it. It's one of those days. And I'm trying to decide if I want this to be yellow or do I want it to be pink. I want it both, actually. I'm gonna do yellow and pink because I love yellow flowers. And I'm going to do yellow flowers. And what color do I want in the middle? Maybe like a darker yellow? So something, oh, I almost didn't use a back paper. Oh, you guys, it's been a hot mess here. All right, now we have this. So we're not gonna destroy the picture behind it, though I probably don't plan to color it. So it's been a week. That's all I gotta say. I'm not sure how it's gonna blend when I put it down on the paper, but I figure we can kind of find out and try. I'm really not sure if I want to make that. I want to make a brown center, a more brown center. And I'm sorry if I feel like seems scattered today. I probably am. I haven't been feeling well at all. I can't breathe, and like that's part of the reason I didn't want to do like my oh god, I just can't think. It's part of the reason I did not want to do a longer one with like my colored pencils. I am still working on that image. I will continue it, but I will do that when I feel better because it's honestly a chore for me to just sit up and breathe. And I don't have like, you know, the virus or anything. Like I'm good there. I think it's just like a sinus issue that's really bad for some reason. And it's killing me. My poor people at work, like my work quality must have been so bad this week, but like I did what I could and I tried my hardest. So I hope you guys aren't feeling under the weather. I hope you're okay. And if you have any tips on why my head feels like it's always going to explode suddenly and how to fix it, that would be awesome. Because that's probably my biggest thing is like the longer I sit up and the more I talk, it's like there's a pressure in my head that just won't go away and it gets bigger and bigger. So I'm pretty sure it's sinuses, but, and I am at home, so like I don't have to really worry about infecting other people or anything, except for my poor husband who has to go to work, but he has been tested for, you know, COVID and all that, and he was negative. He was negative for the flu, so it's probably just a seasonal thing that we both kind of got. But we are keeping an eye on it, and we're trying to do our due diligence so nobody else gets sick. I mean, he's actually feeling better. I'm just the one that feels like I'm dying, so I really hope you guys are okay. And these just work so nice. I love them. I almost feel guilty using these in like a Jade Summer coloring book. These are like, I don't know. I feel like I should be using my cheaper ones, like my Ohuhu that I need to reorder anyway. But I bought them to use them, so I'm going to use them. And they also have like another set, like another 48 set that I really love. Like there's no duplicate colors in that, I've checked. So they have two 48 sets, they have a pastel set, they have a, well, I think they get stopped producing the blue set and the gray set. They actually are still producing, so if you need some grays, there's like a 12 pack of grays that I fell in love with, but you guys know how I feel about gray. So, yeah, I'm kind of ranting today. I'm sorry if it's like not what you want to hear. And, you know, feel free to kind of like, you know, let me know what's going on, how you feel about it. I'm really enjoying, I don't know why I always want to make my flowers yellow. What are your favorite colors to do for flowers? Like, I like doing yellow and I like doing, oh no, I like doing yellow and I like doing pink. So I think I'm gonna have like, cause there's these really pretty, oh, okay, so there's really pretty flowers around my apartment. They're like little weeds actually, but they're pink and I really, really think they're pretty. So I'm probably gonna like base my flowers off that. And I do just want to put a disclaimer out there, like I don't know if it's because I've been taking NyQuil to try and like help with my sore throat, but I'm the kind of person that gets like hung over from NyQuil, even though I don't think you're supposed to get a hangover from it. I do. And so for the first several hours after waking up, I'm like in a fog, and I'm in one of those right now. So I might not even upload this video if it's that bad. I'm hoping it's gonna be doable. But like, okay, yesterday I took it because I couldn't sleep. I needed something to kind of kick the, you know, sore throat and something to kind of just help me breathe. And guys, I called a doctor's office, and I kid you not, I was like, hey, this is, you know, so-and-so. I sent over a phone for you to sign, and I was just wondering if you received it. And then it took me like a whole, like, 10 seconds to realize I had said I sent over a phone and not a form. And I was just kind of sat there and I was like, I sound so stupid. It was funny, but like probably not to the doctor's office. Like they don't know that I'm just not feeling well, you know. They probably think I'm legitimately dumb, but you gotta laugh at life's little moments, I guess, and just kind of go with it. But yeah, so that's like all week it's been this way. And I've been a loopy mess. But I mean, it's bound to happen, and it could be worse. I could be sick with something worse. We all know what I'm, you know, talking about. So I'm really thankful this is just like a bad sinus issue or whatever it is. I don't know, cold. And hopefully it doesn't get any worse, but that's pretty much been all that's kind of going on in my world. And that sounds so sad and kind of lonely. So I'm trying to color and not go crazy. I've actually been working on my work in progress with colored pencils. And I'm not talking about the rainbow colors. I decided I was going to go back to a work in progress that I've been sharing on Instagram from actually a Coloring Heaven magazine. And it's coming out so good. I love it. And I cannot wait. Like, I was thinking maybe I should work on that with you guys at some point, but I don't know. It just takes me so long to do anything like colored pencil. I mean, to be fair, it takes me forever to do anything anyway. So really, it wouldn't be that, you know, big of a difference, but I need this color again. I don't know. Like, I don't know what you guys would prefer to see. I like the way my marker stuff looks. And sometimes I feel like doing markers, and then sometimes I really just kind of want to zen out and do like some colored pencils. So if you have a preference, you should definitely let me know what you like to see, because, you know, I'm very much open to suggestions or ideas. And if you guys have one preference over the other, you know, I'd love to hear it. Alright, so I'm gonna make this one yellow too, because yellow's pretty. And I'm not a yellow person. Like, I don't own any yellow clothes. Like, I don't know why, I just love yellow and flowers. I just do. I just do, you know what I mean? But I use it so much in my coloring books that, like, my yellow Ohuhu that's this color is actually, like, dead. I luckily have a second pack because I started off with the 48 set that had that color, and then I ordered the 72 set because I loved it so much. Like, I loved the colors so much and I wanted more, and luckily I did, and it has an extra for that yellow, so I don't have to order another set right now. And that's actually a discussion Anthony and I were having, because I don't know, he's been trying to really push me towards Copics. And I don't know. Like, I love these markers. I love my Ohuhus. Like, I will always be a fangirl of them. And it's like, I need to have a cheap set of markers to do coloring pages with. But as far as doing like my own art goes, maybe it wouldn't be the worst idea to have a nice, you know, Copic marker or something, but you can get such nice effects with cheap ones. Is it really worth the investment? So he's been trying to talk me into it, and I'm just kind of like, I think maybe the art and fly are good enough for me for now. Like maybe I'll invest in like the other set of the 48 and kind of just go with that. I don't know. I don't know what I want. I'm a hot mess. I don't even remember why I brought it up. Oh, I need to go back to bed. But it's gotten to that point where I've been sleeping so much that like I don't want to sleep anymore. It's one of those issues. I really love. I don't think I like the way this pink goes together. I mean, it shows up really nice on camera. It doesn't look as good in person, but the yellows are really... Can you see that as well? The yellow looks better in person than it does on camera. And the pink looks better on camera than it does in person. That is so weird. Whatever. We'll just go with it. I also need to, I think I showed you guys last weekend, I decided to kind of do some sketching of Cal and Robin, my robot, and my mouse. And I kind of came up with a really cute idea of them in like a snowball fight with the resident squirrels. You know, space squirrels, because that's normal. And I was thinking of actually doing like... making that a coloring page that I share with you guys, and we could all kind of color together if you're interested. I just have to sit down and do the line art on the computer, which it's fine. It doesn't take forever or anything like that. It's just like kind of hard. You know what I mean? Like it does take time. It takes patience, and right now I don't have much of that. Maybe I should just make this like really dark. I'm gonna make this really dark pink because I can, and I want it to look pink. And I don't know what color she's gonna be, but she's gonna be pretty too. I find myself gravitating towards weird colors that I normally wouldn't like in real life. Like I am not a pink person in like real life, you know, like day to day I don't do pink. I will do purple to an extent. I actually have become more of a fan of purple, but I'm not a huge pink person. I don't usually do yellow, like at all. So it's kind of weird. Like, I love coloring with them though. I guess because it brings such life and, you know, variety to a picture that otherwise, you know, wouldn't be as nice and beautiful. All right. So I have that. What is the next color? Let's go with the lightest, 35. I feel like my pictures would just be way more monotonous. I think that's the word I want. If I was only using the same color schemes over and over. But at the same time, it's kind of like, I do find myself doing that. Especially if I'm using like fall colors. I love certain color combinations that I just can't seem to get away from. And so I'm really curious, do you guys ever fall into that? Like if you discover a color combination or a color scheme that's just beautiful, will you just use that over and over, or do you try and like force yourself to break away from it? Like what do you guys do? Because I feel like I use, especially with the small, oh god, with the nice little town books, not the small, the nice little town books, I feel like I use the same colors there a lot because they're my favorites and I love them. And yeah, like, do you guys ever have that happen? Because I'm really curious. All right. I'm like going all into her dress, but these markers are a little bit eager, I guess is a word I would use, and they just like to kind of spread. So that is something to kind of note, is that they're juicy markers. So you got to be careful if you're using like, or if you're wanting to be very exact, it's gonna be a chore. But I think that might also be me just kind of like going with it and going a little faster than I should. Because I have, you know, used them without issue before. But it was a different type of book, a different type of paper, so that's, you know, it's all circumstantial in the end. So, that said, I have finished A Man Called Ove, the book that I've been reading, and I loved it. And I loved it so much that I went out and bought 2 other books by the author that I'm not going to read right now. I'm going to give myself a short little break and read something else. But I really, really enjoyed that book. It was so good. And I just love the character. I am going to 100% admit that character made the book for me. And he honestly, like, that book has inspired me to start writing again. Though I haven't actually done it. I'm hoping to make some time this afternoon and get back into it. I also have decided to start another book. And I think I'm going to try and keep this as like a trend. I'm going to try to keep reading throughout 2021. That's my hope. And the book that I picked was the one in the thumbnail. It is called The Lottery by Patricia Wood. I read this book probably like 10 plus years ago, okay? Like forever ago. And I remember really, really loving it. It was like my favorite book. And so I kept it, and like, it's been with us for, God, several moves, and it's still in really good condition. Like, in my house, we respect books. I didn't even break the spine. Like, the pages are yellowing, but there's no dog-eared pages. I don't do that. It needs to look like it would if it just came off the shelf. That is just my OCD. Like, it needs to be respected. It's a book, someone put a ton of time into it, and it's a really good book from what I remember. So I decided that I wanted to try and read it again to see, like, if maybe it wasn't as good as I remember. Is it just something that's, you know, held up because I like nostalgia, like, because that book got me through a really hard time? Is it just something that is actually good? Am I going to read it and still be in as much love with it as I was before? Have I changed as a person? Am I going to read it and not like it as much just because I've grown as a person? Like, who knows? All kinds of questions. So that's the main reason I decided to basically reread a book that I may not have read otherwise. And I'm really excited because I'm about 20 pages in, because that's all sick Davin managed before she fell asleep because of NyQuil. And I still enjoy it as much as I did before. And I don't know, I'm trying to think of the best way to say this. So I'm a fairly simple reader, okay? Like, I have read very academic books because, you know, I was an English major. I had to read all this stuff for school that, you know, I'm gonna stop there. But I have read, like, you know, books that, you know, are supposed to be making you think, and, you know, what did the author mean by this and this? And it's like, for my own personal use, especially after long days working a job that, you know, I'm not the biggest fan of, it's just nice to read something that is almost conversational in tone. Like, it's easy. It's not difficult. It's just kind of meant to be read and enjoyed for what it is. I don't want to spend my time trying to reread the same sentence over and over because I can't figure out, like, you know, the big words, or, you know, make my brain engage enough to register what's being, you know, implied or said. Honestly, at the end of the day, some days I can't even read a casual book. I'm so tired. So at the end of the day, especially a work day, all I want is to chill out with a book that kind of talks to you. It's not talking at you, it's just relaxing and engaging, and I can read it without trying to fry my brain. That's all I want. Is a book that I can read without frying my brain any further. And that's what Patricia Wood manages to do. And that's what Frederick Backman did. Very conversational. The paragraphs are usually shorter. And the characters are engaging. And those are the three things that really matter most to me. Like I said before, especially with The Man Called Ove, if your characters are interesting, I will put up with a lot. And it was sad because I saw some reviews on a really good book that were complaining about the same things I did, about the author's writing style, about the fact that it was like, why is he constantly saying this particular phrase or doing this over and over? And it's like, it's just the author's way, but if you can look past it, you'll be fine and you'll enjoy a really good story. So I appreciate that kind of book. You guys should let me know what you like to read. Do you enjoy fiction? Are you more on a fantasy kick right now? Because let me tell you, there was a couple years there that I would have been right there with you. But I just needed to kind of take a break from fantasy. I needed to take a break from sci-fi. And I just needed to breathe and change genres. And the fiction is really helping. It's really kind of refreshed reading for me. It's making it enjoyable. And I have several books lined up that I'm going to be diving into, and you'll probably hear me talk about on this channel. So when you see the book in the thumbnail, that's what I'm currently reading. I'll probably mention it once or twice or a few dozen times. But this is my second book this year. I'm hoping to make it the second book this month. Like, I would love to be able to do one of those, like, monthly book readings or something. Or, like, do multiple, Oh, sorry. I'm trying to pick a next color. I'm trying to decide what color the stems should be. I want to try and read multiple books a month, though. At least 2. That's my goal, is to do 2. If not more. We'll see. We'll see how I feel and how things progress. This is a really pretty color. This is going to be really springy. If I can find it. And then we'll do NY230. Here we go. And I apologize if you guys don't like me kind of digging around and looking for my colors, but sometimes it's inevitable. I lose them. And I have my like gross bleach shirt from like art and like cleaning, so I've got stains all over me right now. I'm sorry. It's kind of gross. But like, yeah, so I'm really excited to start reading this again and get further into it, because I remember it being really good. And if you guys have read it, by all means, let me know what you thought of it. Same thing for A Man Called Ove. If you've read that, like, let's talk about it. Let's have a conversation. I'm gonna use this color. I'm gonna get crazy. Let's see if I can shade. Can you guys see what I'm doing? Probably barely. Yeah, so this looks pretty good. I have to be really careful because I can't shade as well with this particular book. It doesn't appreciate all the ink. And if you are one of those people that somehow manages to make beautiful artwork with alcohol markers in numerous layers, please share, because I would love to see. And I don't mean that in like a confrontational way. I mean like, please share, because I would genuinely love to see it. Like, this stuff is so cool. I will say this, I either wish that I had the other 48 set, because I'm curious what other colors of green they have. Or I wish I would open up my Ohuhu set and just kind of go with the flow on that and kind of add extra colors, because this is a pretty dark color. It doesn't look dark on the camera though. That's so crazy. I think it's because I have that extra, or that new light. So I'm trying to just kind of give the illusion of like shadows. All right. How dark is this? This is pretty dark. Let's try down here. Oh, this is dark. This is really dark. Maybe it'll dry lighter. Sometimes these markers will do that. This is one big experiment, guys. So has anything big happened in your lives? Oh, that's so dark. I don't think I like this color. We might just use these, because that's really dark. But yeah, has anything... Oh, and it smells. Good grief. I will say that about these markers, is they're not shy about smelling up a room. If I could open a window, I probably would. But yeah, has anything been going on with you guys? Are you reading any good books? I think A Colorful Life, like Anne with A Colorful Life, is doing read-alongs, which is really cool. I think hers are more like romance-based though, and I would totally be on board with her if I could stomach a romance, but I can't. It's just not something I enjoy. I don't know. I've never been into romance books. Maybe I should. I mean, I've read like one Nicholas Sparks book, and that was probably it. So I don't know. I've never been that kind of person that enjoyed those. But if you are, let me know in the comments. Because I'm really, like, I think reading, you know, I don't know, I really like reading. I like to know what other people like to read. And I think that I am going to eventually, once I get through my short little stack of books that I have bought, I think I'm going to join a book service, like a subscription box. That way it'll maybe force me to get out of my comfort zone. I try really hard not to like scrub with these pens. It's hard. Alright. See, I really like this color combo, but it looks so much darker on the screen. I don't know why. Why? Oh well. I especially like the light green though. That's a really good color. There's also a really pretty like aqua and teal in here. But I don't... Oh, maybe I could use it for a dress. That might be something. What do you guys think? Oh goodness. I also have joined a color along with the Coloring Diva, and she has like that Hannah Carlson holiday book. I can't remember what it's called for the life of me, but I really need to do my coloring page for that, and I still haven't done it because I'm slow and I don't know. I just haven't. But I am gonna get to it. I just need to like take the time. So I don't know what it is, but this particular picture makes me think of that movie Fern Gully. Like, did anybody else watch that movie when they were like a kid? Because I remember that. I really like how the flowers are coming along. I might actually make this one really dark since it's kind of underneath everything. Maybe it's not getting hit by direct sun. This is such a deep color. Whew. And it smells! Oh, it smells. But not in like in the alcohol marker way. You guys know what I'm talking about. It smells like that. So I'm gonna do this one over here too. We are actually supposed to be going camping next weekend, which will be fun if I don't, like, you know, have allergy or sinus or whatever my issue is. If I don't have that, it'll be a really fun trip. So I'm hoping that everything clears up and I'm good to go by then. We're actually going to a place called, well, I probably shouldn't say, but we're going to a state park, and it has like primitive camping sites, so I'm not going in an RV or anything. It's literally us going and we're parking not too far from the actual site. Like it's maybe like 10 feet from the actual site, where you have a fire ring, you have a basically you just have a fire ring and a clearing with a bunch of trees around it, and you set up your tent and you have a good time. So we're pretty excited about that. I'm hoping it goes well. The last couple we've tried didn't go that great, but they were learning experiences and they were still fun. Like, I think I've told you guys all about those, so I won't mention it again, but they were definitely fun. They were definitely a learning experience. And we bought a tent and we have everything ready. We've got the site reserved. We actually went and scoped out the site, so we know that it's a nice site. It's just a little far from the bathrooms, but I mean, if it comes down to it, I guess I can pee in the woods. I mean, you shouldn't, but I could if I had to. Like, emergency situation. But we're pretty excited, and we did there's not a ton of hiking there, but it is a nice, pretty moderate trail. So I will definitely need to be in a little bit better working condition than I am right now. Otherwise, I might just like huff and puff and then die on the trail. And that wouldn't be fun for anybody, especially me. So it'll be interesting, and I'll probably tell you guys all about it. But that actually just reminded myself that I need to do a video early next week too. I'm hoping to have a haul video ready for you guys. I ordered some stuff that I can't tell you because it'll be in the video, and I'm pretty excited for it to come. I've been waiting for a little while, so I'm hoping it'll be interesting enough for you guys. But that should be coming, according to Amazon. I should be able to get that video out for you before the end of January. So I'm hoping that'll be the case. This is starting to go to my head. Because goodness. And for those of you that are interested, and it's probably not a whole lot of you, but just in case, Resident Evil 8. Oh my goodness, they have released a trailer and it looks amazing. Just putting that out there for anybody that, likes Resident Evil. I will probably be doing some fan art on my channel soon, because I'm really excited, and I'm pretty sure the demo is available for play for PlayStation 5. And I haven't watched it yet, but once I do, I'm sure I'm going to be super inspired. So I'm just like, I don't know, I'm still not sure how I feel about it entirely yet, but I'm hoping it's as good as it looks. Let's just put it that way. I'm hoping I'm as excited. My excitement is warranted. Because the game engine is beautiful. Like, I can tell you that right now. The game engine is legit. But it just makes me kind of curious what they're going to do with the setting they chose. And all that kind of stuff. But I have faith. And RE7 was so good that I'm really hoping they can kind of keep it up with 8. Though I do have some reservations regarding some of the characters they chose to put in it. I won't go too much into that though, because like I said, I'm pretty sure a lot of you are just here for the coloring and not about Resident Evil. And that's totally fine, like, I understand. So hopefully I didn't lose all you guys when I started talking about that. But that was, I think, yesterday that got announced. And I've already seen a lot of my Let's Players start doing like reactions to the trailer, and pretty sure, like I said, the demo released. So I'm pretty sure there's probably some Let's Plays of the, demo for demonstrating like the combat and all this other stuff, because the demo apparently is not related to the story, which is actually really cool. It's a really unique take on it. So that's going to be taking up a lot of my YouTube time soon. I'm trying to, oh my god, I just bit my tongue. I'm trying to decide what I'm going to do with the grass behind her here, because obviously I don't want it green. I'm also trying to decide what I should do with the fairy herself. I think the butterflies are going to be more purple. So maybe the fairy could be purple, but I feel like I do a lot of purple for the fairies. So let's put these back. I'm not sure if I'm putting them back in order or not, but I'm not going to make you sit there and watch me figure it out. I'll put this here. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go back and like really rearrange my markers because I'm just stuffing them in here. I know it's wrong. Okay, so what do you guys think? I have ladybugs. I should probably color my ladybugs. We'll do that in R15. If I can find that color. And then we have the beautiful butterflies. Maybe all the insects should... she could be red! Oh, I kind of like that idea. Her little wings could be red too. Oh, I kind of like that idea. And then she could have teal hair because I want her to have teal. I don't know why I want that, but you guys, I am worried about myself. I am making questionable decisions right now. I should not be doing a coloring chat. Oh. Alright. I think I'm just gonna go through and do like a fine liner for the... Well, wait. Are ladybug dots red or black? I think they're black. If I'm remembering correctly from my own garden, they're black. So maybe I'll just go in with a fine liner and do the black dots. Though I kind of like the idea of them having white dots. I don't know. I gotta Google that. I mean, I guess they could technically be whatever color I wanted, right? Oh my. This marker is way too juicy for all these tight little spots. And see, this is another reason that I do like my Ohuhus, is I think they would have a much easier time getting into all the really tight spaces. Whereas the Art and Fly, just, the brush nib is really soft, so it likes to fold. And that's not always good for the most precise stuff. But it's workable. Like, I can fix this. I can make this work. So I kind of want to do her wings red. But then what would I do? So I'm back. I'm properly hydrated. And the more I look at her, the more evil I think she probably actually is. She looks cute and innocent, but she's got something up her sleeve. She's got that kind of look. But I have decided, executive decision, she is going to have red wings because I have never done a fairy with red wings and I really want to. So we're going to do that and probably mess them up. But that's okay because I will fix them with a pen. So this red is really, really light and it's actually running out, I think. Oh, I grabbed the wrong one. Shoot. Guys. Ah, no! That was the wrong color red. That looks a little more red. Yeah, that looks better. We'll go with that. Oh boy. Did I mention the fact that, you know, I get really hungover from NyQuil? And I probably shouldn't make videos while I'm not feeling 100%. But this makes me feel better, so we're just gonna go with it. So I am gonna kind of treat this like I would layer anything else. I'm gonna go in with a really light red. And then I think once it dries, depending on how much it darkens up, I'm going to go in and add the darker red from the ladybugs on top of it, or I might even just go over with a pen and do some detail work. I really didn't expect this to be a longer video. I thought that I was going to be like too tired, and yet I'm kind of energized now. So it's weird. This is one of the pens that I did from a video for Anthony's birthday present. It was me drawing Orin from Final Fantasy 10? Oh boy, don't shoot me. I think it was Final Fantasy 10. I don't know. It was Orin, a character from Final Fantasy that I drew for Anthony for his birthday, and this is one of the reds that I used. And I think I might already need some replacement markers for it because it is running a little dry on me. But to be fair, that was a very large piece for me, and it was a lot of red. So it wasn't like I used it once and, you know, I had to replace it. Like, that piece was pretty intensive. But it is looking a little dry. So maybe I should order a marker replacement for him, or an ink replacement. You can already see my hands getting shaky. I hate that. I hate when my hands get shaky for no reason. I don't know why. And like, I've had people say it's because I hold my markers too tightly, things like that. Maybe that's true. I mean, I don't really. I try not to. Look how juicy it is on this freaking chisel side, though. Guys. Whatever. We'll just go with it. Maybe I'll just leave her with a different color of red for her wings. I have that thing where like I like to carry out colors throughout an image. Oh, I feel like I'm already getting stopped up again. Like, I like to kind of try and carry colors throughout. It's like the red of the beetles, the ladybugs, not the beetles, the red of the wings, that kind of thing. And I can definitely see it coming in now. But I think I am going to try and do her hair like a teal color, like a really weird color. She's a fairy, she can do what she wants. And I thought about making her dress teal. But I think I want her hair to be like a weird color. Because I never do that. Like, I always have blonde or red. And I obviously don't want red hair on her now. I think I want her to have like a really crazy color for hair. That'll make me happy. And then maybe bring in the colors of the flowers in her dress. Oh, and maybe like make one of the butterflies weird colored. Okay, so we're gonna, oh no, I'm not done coloring. What am I doing? I have more of her wings. I'm also not sure what color I want her skin to be. I always make my fairies like super light and fair skinned. And I'm not sure I'm getting that feeling off her. Now I apologize if you can hear any licking in the background. That would be my dog. I think she has some allergies that are really getting to her too. And it drives me crazy because she does it all the time and she won't stop, no matter what you do. I'm about to get her some Benadryl. Alright. We have this one. Okay. I do I don't know. I kind of like the red and I kind of don't. Maybe I just need to try and pull it together. Like, I hope this doesn't ruin the image. I think maybe this was just an impulsive Davin decision. Alright. Actually isn't too bad. I kind of want to do purple for the butterflies. And then do like, I don't know what I'm going to do for the background. I really don't. I'm kind of stuck on that. Like, I don't know. And now I'm second guessing myself. So I'm gonna do this. Where's 37? And this is why you shouldn't put up your markers before you're done with them, because then you can't find them again. That's why I had 37. Okay. So I think I'm gonna make her dress yellow and give her some really cool colored hair. That's what I think I'm gonna do while we wait for the red to dry. G172. Though I do think this will be like a really cool color for like the background too. Maybe I'll do that. Oh goodness. I apologize. I'm trying to keep it together, but I feel like I'm just kind of like, the exhaustion is getting to me. So I'm just doing a base layer right this second of like the teal color, because I think it's pretty. We'll see if I actually add some to it. I might go a little darker. We'll see how it dries. And I know I keep saying that, but it's so hard to tell with Art and Fly on these Jade Summer coloring books. Because I have swatches of how it should dry, and then that's not really how it's coming out on the Jade Summer books. So we'll see. I do like that color though. I really like this color. And it's kind of fun because it's the first time I've ever done like a really weird color for one of my fairies. They're usually blonde or ginger. I think I've said that like 9 times, so I'm sorry. Alright. I think the yellow will go really pretty in this color hair. I could keep from like coloring it blue. Oh, that was a big old brush. I think I can still fix it though. Can still make it work. Don't be discouraged. Just go with it. Go with the flow. What is it Bob Ross always says? Happy accidents, and like everybody likes to quote that. So we'll make it work. Something I've been wanting to do on top of reading, I think I mentioned this earlier, is I want to start writing again. And that's hard for me to do, especially like when I can barely function and talk, much less sit down and write. But it's really annoying because my characters have very dominant personalities, and it's like I'll be trying to go to sleep and I'll just be thinking about like, I should be writing and this is what they would be doing if they were writing, and it's like I'm running these scenarios in my head as if I'm like watching a movie or something. It's like, you really need to do something with this. It's gonna, you know, you're gonna forget about it. And then I feel bad and then I feel bad and I don't know what to do. Because I'm usually in bed when this happens and it's like, oh, well, I don't want it to go away, but I don't want to get up. Okay, sorry about that. I needed to take a breather. I was getting a little frustrated with all the noise around the apartment, and I just needed to take a few minutes because it got really complainy there for a few seconds. And I don't want to complain too much to you guys because I wouldn't want to hear that. I don't want to feel it, so I don't expect you guys to want to hear about it. So I am just gonna keep coloring. I'm hoping to at least finish her up, and then I'll post the finished product probably on Instagram, because I don't have too terribly much more to discuss, and I don't want to keep you guys like forever. I mean, there's other things you could be watching, so I understand how you feel. I'm trying to decide if I want to make her like regular skin tone, or if I want to go off the rails and make her like a crazy skin tone color. I don't know, I'm really kind of torn with that. I think it would be kind of fun to do both, especially because she's got like a really weird hair color. Like, I think it would be fun to do like, I don't know, I'd have to think about that, like what color would be good with, because I wouldn't necessarily want her to be green because she has green hair. She also has red wings. So maybe like a pink? Like her skin, well, see, she's sitting on a pink flower though. She's wearing yellow. So she would have to be some sort of blue color. And that would just look weird. So maybe I'll go with the regular skin tone for her. And we'll just have to do that. But it is something to keep in mind for next time. And I do have that Coloring Heaven picture that I'm doing colored pencils, where like not the patient, oh my god, where the person is just like super colorful, like she doesn't even have regular skin tone color. So that would be kind of fun. Maybe I'll work on that with you guys at some point. I feel like what I would like to honestly do is do like a video where it's just me like coloring and like layer music on top, but I'm pretty sure there would be some objection to that. Like, not even necessarily soothing music, just music, you know, music to groove out to, but like, I don't know, I feel like that wouldn't do well and you guys wouldn't appreciate it. I already have that other one I started for a color and chat, so I should probably finish it. Her gloves match her dress. I probably could have made them another color, but this is what I feel like. Maybe it's a little lazy, but I don't think I want her to be pale. I think I want to make her like a colorful person. Like, I don't want to make her a crazy color, but I don't necessarily want her to be super pale either. Because that's something else I do all the time, is make like really pale fairies. And you know, fairies are cute. We usually think of them as pale little creatures. But like, why not add some fun to it? Maybe she can have like a nice creamy color or something. Oh. I guess I should probably like color up here, huh? Yeah, this is interesting. I find that I'm having a little bit more trouble than I usually do with my art and fly. Maybe it's just because I'm a little off my game, but well, we won't make her stockings brown. We'll make them a darker yellow. Alright, so I will say that I do not have the skin tone set yet for art and fly, so I will have to use my Hoohoo markers for her skin. That said, oops, let's pick one out. I'm thinking almost like a more yellowy color to her skin. I'm thinking Y9. If I can find it, yeah. Let's see. What do you guys think of like this skin tone color with this hair? I kind of like that combo, actually. I really think I like those together. And then like this color, I think think I really like that. I think that's the color I want to go with. And I'm not going to do what I normally do as far as like adding a ton of detail for her skin. Though I probably could. I'm not going to. I'm going to make her skin simple because, dear God, that's going to be where I destroy the image. I can feel it. So, I'm going to start up here. Just do her ears. I really, this is like one of my go-to colors. And I'm not sure why. For skin tones. I just really like it for darker skin tones. And like, I find I can use it for almost any kind of like ethnicity or race. Now I will say already, like going back to my ohuhus, oh, the fine tip is so nice. It's so fine. I can get into those tiny little spaces without wanting to cry. It's also much faster to dry. And for some reason, it looks way darker than I thought it was going to. But whatever. She's just gonna be this color now. Yeah, this feels like it's much faster to dry, but I don't know if that's actually faster or if it's just me thinking it is. I mean, this isn't a comparison video or anything. They both have their purposes and their perks. But this just feels like, I don't know, I've always been so comfortable in my ohuhu. I think that might also be part of what this is. It's just being more comfortable with it and having better control over it. I mean, that's entirely possible. See, she's starting to even out and she's so cute. My husband told me I should make her like ghost white, but I didn't want to do that again. So he's gonna be surprised. I have a really cute picture that I did of like one of the witches from Jade Summer. And she's probably this color. And I love that picture. I was so proud of that one. I put so much time into that one though. Oh my goodness. Like, that was a cute one. And I came up with this huge elaborate backstory for her. Sometimes I do that for my pictures. Do you guys do that? Like, if you're ever coloring like a figure in Jade Summer like this one, like do you come up with like little backstories for them while you're coloring them? Or is that just like a weird thing I do? Because I can totally buy that, like just being something bizarre that I do. What should she be holding? That's something else I'm not sure about. Okay, I want to make the butterflies. I feel like I should carry more red through. What do you guys think? Should I do more red? I feel like I should do more red. I also want to do more of that green though. That's so pretty. Okay, I'm going to make... Oh, I can't decide. What color? Maybe we should do a draw. Like RP86 is pretty red and purple. I think that's just too much though. I don't know. I'm torn. This is the worst part about coloring. I can't ever decide my colors. I feel like I need to do more red. I think I'm gonna do red down here. And it's gonna be the lighter red. And then maybe I can do... We're just gonna at least do the wings. And try... Can you guys see what I'm doing? Yeah. And try not to get it all over the place, which is already not working well. So I think I'm gonna like finish up some of the butterflies and then leave it at that, since we have been a pretty good ways in. I also feel like I'm not talking as much, and that doesn't make for good, you know, background noise for you guys. But I am having a lot of fun with this image, and I hope you've enjoyed watching it. And I'm going to be posting the finished version up on my Instagram, so that will be in the link in the description below. If you want to follow it, feel free. I have some works in progress and stuff like that that are going to be showing up on there. Any kind of like random art stuff I decide to do, even if it's my own like art projects, will also be there. And I also have a Facebook group if you guys just want to kind of check that out. I'll post it there as well, because I know not everybody has Instagram, not everybody's like comfortable doing one over the other. So I try to keep it like as versatile as possible for whoever may be interested. And if you guys are like wanting to do any kind of like buddy colors or color alongs, feel free to email me. I do try to check it more often now. For a while I was a little bit bad about not getting back to it because I started work. And I actually missed some important emails, so I'm so sorry if you were one of those people that I did miss originally. I have started checking it more regularly, and I will get back to anybody that messages me. I'm always open for like buddy colors and stuff like that, especially if you want to try and learn a new medium together. Like if you were interested in doing colored pencils, I will totally be in there with you, because I'm by no means an expert and just kind of want someone to hang out with while I learn. So that will also be in a link down below. If you just kind of want to chat, whatever, feel free to hit me up. I am actually a nice person. Just usually I need to be in a little bit better physical health before I do this sort of thing, because otherwise I lose my thoughts, I have no idea what I'm doing, and I'm just kind of like a zombie. And apparently I cannot color within the lines today to save my life. But I like how this is looking. He's so cute. And see, he brings the red throughout. That makes me happy. And I don't know that I want to do a darker red there either, or a black. So I might just leave him red and white. Maybe I'll give him a dark red body though. So I am going to have all that info down below if you just kind of want to take a look, send me a message, whatever. I'm also going to be working on trying to get a capture card. I have it now. I'm trying to figure out how to use it. And if you're interested in like chill let's plays of like, you know, Animal Crossing, or I might even try Pokemon at some point. If you're interested in any of that, once I get it up and running and kind of figure out how to use it, I will definitely be posting a link to another channel, because I won't make you sit through that if you don't want to watch it. Obviously, I wouldn't do that to you guys. So I do have some projects kind of coming up that I'm excited about. I'm trying to decide, ooh, I need to do her eyes. What color should her eyes be? I'm gonna do this really pretty blue. That's what I'm gonna do. This is like the prettiest blue. I love it to death. There, okay. So, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna zoom you out just a touch. This is all we got done so far. But for me, that's actually not bad. You guys know I take forever. I really think she's pretty cute. I love the way the fairy herself came out. I think I'm gonna start working on the two butterflies and just try and figure out what to do with the background so it doesn't all blend together and like kind of clump and get gross. The finished image will end up on Instagram. Wait, don't go anywhere. So instead of doing what I usually do and finishing off camera, so that you guys maybe hopefully go check out my Instagram and see the finished product, I figured I would go ahead and do most of it off camera and then finish up so you guys can see how it ended up looking. I took a little bit of a break and I had some lunch, so I actually feel a little bit better right now, and I have a small little increase in energy, so hopefully we'll be able to finish this up and it won't look too terrible. What I kind of tried to do, and I don't know how successful I was, let me know what you think. I tried to make it so that the darker areas were at the bottom, obviously, because she's sitting on top of a flower and that's casting a lot of shadow. So I put a lot of the darker greens down here that hopefully didn't contrast too terribly much with the stems. I wanted the flowers to kind of pop on top of that and then brighten considerably, since that's where the sun is going to be. So I'm really liking how this one's coming out. I love the fairy herself. She's just too cute. I'm really glad I decided to kind of push the limits, give her like a really strange color hair, because, you know, that's not what I would normally do. And I really, really love this skin tone with the dress and the hair. Like, I just love that skin tone in combination with everything else. So I'm gonna try and just finish up a few of the grass pieces here. And I will say, as much as I really enjoy these Art and Fly markers, I did find myself kind of missing my Ohuhu. Just, even if it's just because, like, the nibs are so soft. Ooh, goodness, dropping everything. The nibs are so soft that it is a little bit hard to control them in really tight spaces. That could just be like a me problem, something that I could probably, if I practiced more with them, it may not be a problem at all. For some people, you know, you may be able to get through just fine. But since I did, you know, talk about how great these were, I did want to say they do have, you know, a little bit of a downfall, I guess. They do have a little bit of a negative side, that they are somewhat difficult to control in some ways. But I really think that's kind of what you're going to come across with any alcohol marker, especially on these pages, where it's just, the pages are thirsty, but maybe they're not thirsty enough for juicy markers. Does that make sense? I'm not sure if it does. So I'm also going to go in at the end with my white jelly roll, and I'm going to clean up some of the edges, her smile, the spots on the bugs, things like that. And what I'm hoping doesn't mess up the picture, I have an idea for the trees in the background, and I think I'm going to make... Oh, that might be too light though. I think I want a darker color for the back. Let me go in with the purple for the trees, because I feel the need to have purple trees. And there are specific trees I'm thinking of that do have a real purple hue to them. I don't know what they're called, but they're very thin. They have really thin bark, and they're like almost purpley yellow. So that's kind of what I'm trying to recreate here. Plus, I think it'll just make the foreground pop a little if I have a more mellow color in the background. So I'm wondering, let's color in the trees and see how it looks. Hoping I don't ruin the entire image with this, but I really like the way they look so far. See, this is where I get confused. They have such weird designs for the trees. I'm gonna make this one a big one. And I might actually see if I can make some additional colors here. That's really bold thing to say with the Jade Summer books though. But they don't seem to be doing too terrible. Like down there, that's actually really pretty. I might try to... I think that was the bright green. Let's see if it'll layer. It does kind of. Okay, I kind of like that. Alright, so we're gonna go in that. I want this to be a stem. And this is really weird because I'm thinking like swampy almost. And I guess maybe it's the tall grass that makes me want to channel Louisiana swamps. Because whenever I would walk on the levee, there would be a spot that was like no longer behind people's homes. It was like far enough away that it wasn't really like people didn't dump their garbage or anything there anymore. Maybe yeah, okay. I'll do this too. And they had really like knotted, twisting trees, which were really cool. And I don't know why, but I always see purple when I look into trees. I see purples, reds, and pinks a lot of the time. So I'm kind of trying to channel some of that, I think. And I might add a little more green in here too. Kind of add some color in there. And I might just leave that blank. I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna do with that. Like, I feel like if I stepped back and really looked at it again, I would be able to kind of tell, but at the same time, doing things spontaneous can be fun, and you can come up with some really interesting accidents. So, I really love the purple trees. I'm just gonna put that out there. Maybe it's because I love purple, but I really love purple trees. And if you hear any grunting, that's my husband working out in the background. He's picked a wonderful time to do it. He's very serious about his fitness these days. So he's like lifting weights and all that stuff. And me, I can barely walk around the block without like feeling like I'm gonna die. Just because like I'm so congested I can't breathe. Which, like I said, I'm sure that makes wonderful video for you guys, so I do apologize, but I feel like I need to, you know, keep in contact with you. Alright, I really like the purple trees. That's maybe silly of me to say, but you know what, I do. I keep saying it, but it looks better than I thought it was going to. I was gonna make them a little bit darker, but I'm glad I went with this lighter color. Let me shove these deep in here. And I guess, I don't know, like adding this almost gives the impression of like something shadowy in the background. Maybe a little bit more foreboding. Which, it's up to you whether or not that's a good thing, but I'll make those green. I definitely feel like this is in a swamp somewhere. Now I do, at least. Especially because like these little flowers that I'm thinking of as I color them are right there also on the levee. It's kind of like, oh, this is kind of like Louisiana based, huh? I'm gonna make this a double trunk actually. I don't want it to be that thick. On the other side, I don't want this to be a tree. Alright. Do you know what? It's my coloring book. I'm gonna do it the way I want to. And I hope you guys just enjoy going along for the ride. I'm gonna make this a double too. That'll make sense to me. Alright. This is coming along pretty nice. Now, what I was planning on doing is putting her hair in the background, like the hair color. I'm just not sure if I want to pull a trigger on that now that I'm looking at it. I think that'll be okay. And I think I kind of like the idea of carrying the blues from down here and bringing them all the way up so that like the pinks and the reds are like really in your face. And yet I hesitate. I'm gonna do it. We're gonna do it and hopefully it doesn't mess it up. Pray for me, y'all. This is one of those moments where it's so hard to control. It's like, I'm just gonna have to go with it. It's not gonna be perfect. It's gonna be okay. I apologize if you guys can hear all that outside. It's really active around here today. It's kind of hard to eliminate the noise. So let's see what it looks like as it dries. I'm not sure how I feel about it so far, but I've already started and there's no going back. And it's one of those things, I kind of tested it out on a swatch next to me, and it looks good in theory, like as little smudges next to me, but it may not work completely well on the whole picture, which it's gonna happen. You don't always have to have a masterpiece, as long as you're like enjoying yourself, and that's what these are for. These are to de-stress, relax. I mean, normally we do these on Sunday, but I just felt like doing it on Saturday today because I really needed it. And I wasn't sure, like, I wasn't convinced I was gonna feel well enough to do it tomorrow, so I ended up doing it today. Which, watch, I'm gonna end up like feeling way better tomorrow, and I'm not gonna be as like stopped up, and then I'm gonna end up like trashing this video anyway and just doing a whole different one. So you may not even see this unless I do like a this is what I did for January video, which I don't know that I have enough for that. I haven't been drawing as much because of work, and the only coloring I'm doing is colored pencils, which takes me forever. This is my first marker illustration in like the year, actually. This is my first marker illustration all year. Is that nuts? What are you guys mostly working with? Are you still just kind of like doing your own thing? Or are you trying to make it a resolution to do new things? I was supposed to be doing digital art, but we see how that's been going. I'm just sitting here coloring with colored pencils for some reason. I don't even know why I decided to do that, besides the fact that they sound nice and it's like ASMR. I do kind of like it. Like, it's not bad. And it's enough of a shade that like I feel like it almost could be a sky kind of color, because the sky's not always bright blue, you know? Though I do have a very beautiful blue for that. I actually have an entire pack of blues that I managed to buy before Art and Fly stopped making, yeah, they discontinued them. And I managed to buy them just in time before they went out. I tried to get the purples, but Amazon crushed my shipment, so I wasn't able to get it. And then there wasn't able to be a replacement because it was discontinued. So I was very upset about that, but that wasn't Art and Fly's fault. That was Amazon. Alright, so we're almost at the very, very final. Let's do the very tips. I feel like my husband's gonna burst in here at any moment and just like start talking, so if he does, I'm sorry. I don't think he realizes that I went back to filming. I told him that I had stopped and I was just gonna put the finished product on Instagram, but it's not really fair because I have had people mention to me that they don't have Instagram and they would love to see how they end up. So I figured maybe I'll start doing this where even if I can't color the entire thing in a reasonable amount of time, I could come back and do the very end so you guys can see what it looks like at the end. Like, that seems fair to me. So this is our picture. This is how it turned out, and I love her. I love the little picture I managed to do. I like to imagine she's sitting on beautiful flowers in the middle of a swamp. You've got the bog behind her somewhere with the purpley trees and the bright colored grass, and then it gets darker because, you know, darker grass exists. So I just tried to kind of break it up a little bit and make it brighter where the sun would touch the grass, essentially. So this is how she turned out. I hope you guys liked it. If you did, and if you enjoyed the video, please feel free to give the video a like. You don't have to, it's totally up to you, but I would appreciate any comments, thoughts, opinions that you may have about it, any comments you may have about maybe doing a buddy color. There's an email down below, feel free to reach out to me. Any requests for the future, I will definitely go back to the rainbow coloring once I can finally breathe and sit in place for more than 10 minutes at a time. So, with all that said, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you guys have a great week and stay safe and stay healthy. Please stay healthy for one of us. Alright, so I will see you next week. And that's it. I'll see you then. Bye!